Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Never has being an entrepreneur been so sexy. These days you can name the head of these companies, Mark Cuban, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. To talk about the wonderful world of entrepreneurship, a man who knows a little something about it, Dr. Simon Mak. He's heads up the Caruth Institute for Entrepreneurship at the Cox School of Business. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Delight to be here. What a wonderful place you have.
Well, thank you. I went to Michigan State, and I can honestly say there was no entrepreneur school. There was no option. I mean, it was basically teaching you how to go to work for corporate America,
right.
And you know, keep your nose clean for 40 years and get a gold watch. But you guys have been into entrepreneurship for a long, long time.
Yes. I mean, as a matter of fact, Jeff, we will literally be celebrating our 50th anniversary in August. And so we were started at SMU by the Caruth family, and so they were kind enough to donate some money to start our entrepreneurship center. And 50 years ago we were launched, so we believe we're the first entrepreneurship center in the world teaching entrepreneurship inside of a university. So that's a very nice place for me to be at this point.
Yes. Well, and I think you're giving such a gift to the students that they can be taught that you don't have to work for somebody else. You can have a successful startup, and often if you have a good education, you can avoid some of the failures that are out there. It must be rewarding to see a student soak it up and then become successful.
Absolutely. And as you know, teaching is a long-term reward type of profession. But every once in a while, the students get it in the classroom, right?
Yes.
And it's a lot of fun. And especially when they understand that they don't have to go the safe and comfortable route that has been the traditional path for students, that they can actually be more expressive in how they want to spend their career. When students get that aha moment, that's when I, as a teacher, go, oh, what a feeling. I think I've helped them a little bit in their journey.
I love it. Well, I can't imagine a better evangelist for the program than yourself. I found a great video on your website. We're going to roll that right now.
Okay.
I've had this ideal for a business for quite some time, so I figured I better go somewhere and learn how to do a business plan.
Be prepared to be amazed at the amount of information that's available.
Tools that I didn't even really know I was going to need.
I feel like I learned so much. I feel like my brain has went into an overload over the 8 weeks.
I don't think there was a single night that I showed up and didn't learn something.
The people that I've met through the program, not only mentors, but the classmates that were in the program with us were just amazing people walking through kind of the same thing that I'm walking through.
I actually had a colleague, an attorney of mine, get in touch with me and say, Stephanie, I completed this class last year. I really think you would benefit from it. And she sent me the information, and as soon as I saw like all that it offered, I couldn't help but to sign up.
The quality of the speakers were one of the best things about the course.
And the fact that they break up the class between one speaker and then have another speaker really makes the time go by very quickly.
Taking lots of notes and learning all about the different aspects about the business.
I'm sure the connection from here on out will be very useful, beneficial, and helpful in my course.
In the past couple of years, I've had this passion for starting my own business and working for myself, and so I knew if I was going to do that, I needed the tools necessary, so that's why I'm here.
Wow, very, very cool, very impressive. Well, I think some people, I'm going to call it the Shark Tank effect. They watch TV and they say, oh, well, that's easy. I can just start my own business and I'll become a multimillionaire.
Right.
It really does pay to get education and learn not just what to do, but what not to do.
Exactly. What we offer is knowledge and some understanding of some of the common mistakes that people make in the marketplace, right? So there's no way I'm going to guarantee that you'll be a successful billion-dollar entrepreneur, but what I can promise you that if you give it a try, that you'll have a higher probability of success, and that's really what we're looking for.
And I love it that you're hands-on. We got some great pictures off of your Facebook page. We'll just show some of this. The students are really actually creating products.
Yes, they are. They're creating products. Also, I want to clarify that this particular class is actually our non-credit certificate class. And what that means that these are folks who are actually starting up businesses. Instead of taking this class for credit, they're doing this for the real, in the real world, for real, in the city of Dallas. And so a lot of the business that you see, that's their real thing, and we're here to help them.
That's awesome. Well, let me ask you this. It seems to me that becoming an entrepreneur or learning about, the bottom line, making payroll, all of those things, that helps you even if you decide not to go into entrepreneurship, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We actually call that the entrepreneurial mindset. That in this day and age, whether you work for yourself or for corporate America, if you have the entrepreneurial mindset, that will sort of help you understand what really is going on in the world and help you create products, services that will advance your company, whether it's your company or the company that you're currently working for.
And I saw in the video that you invite real-life speakers in who've been there on the front line. That's important to hear those stories too, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So while I teach the theory of entrepreneurship, we actually invite guest speakers to come in who are all out there, and they're doing it, and they're giving the students sort of the latest on what exactly is going on out in the marketplace. And so that's a great value for the class and for the students.
I have to believe that in this economy with tens of millions of Americans unemployed now they actually do have a choice. They could go back to work for corporate America, or they could start their own company. What's your advice for the person who's sitting there watching this right now saying, well, maybe I don't want to go back to work for somebody, I want to be the boss?
Right. What I would say is if you want to be the boss, think big, but start small and get some quick wins. And what I mean by that is a lot of people think about being an entrepreneur that they have to just immediately go raise $10 million and do this crazy startup. But that's not really what we encourage. We say, hey, start small, do a side hustle. Get in the game, learn how to create a product, learn how to sell, learn how to promote. Something as simple as just buying and selling, say, products off of eBay, which is, ironically, I had that conversation with my son today, and he's just opened up his eBay store. And so he's learning how to create a side hustle. And so get in the game, and then once you're in the game, then your brain will start to think differently. And that's another aha moment. And then from side hustle to small business, and then to what we call a growth-oriented business. That's when you go.
Yes.
And really change the world with something really, really cool and impactful.
And make those mistakes when it's not a life and death decision.
That's right.
So that's great wisdom. We all know Mark Cuban's story, and he's a great success story. But when he came to Dallas, he was sleeping on other people's couches.
That's right.
When you look at a guy like Mark Cuban, what are some lessons that you've learned?
I think guys like Mark Cuban, what we need to understand is that we see their success, but we don't really know what they went through beforehand. The other thing that we don't realize is guys like Mark Cuban, they've been starting businesses since they were youngsters. All right, so they have developed a comfort in coming up with new ideas and selling, and so that's why I encourage all my students. And a few years ago, I started teaching freshmen. And it's exactly for that reason, is to get them to start feeling comfortable with thinking about entrepreneurship when you're younger, because that will pay off later on, whether you want to work for corporate America or do your own thing.
Well, I know over the years you've met thousands and thousands of students. Do any success stories come to mind where you say, I remember when that person was sitting there in the front row?
Actually, there is a person that was in our class who wanted to do a sports camp in China. And you and I don't know him, but he went over there, and that's what he's building. And it's stories like that,
yes,
that you can create a product, a service, a company that matches your heart's desire and what resonates with you. And what resonated with him was he wanted to bring sports to the kids in China.
Yes.
Right? And so I said, go for it. And I actually met up with him these past couple of times. He's American, but he's gone back there and he's making a difference.
That is so cool. And thank you for inspiring so many people. We're out of time for this segment, so we're going to put your website up. And if you can give us the domain name.
Sure. Check us out at smu.edu/entrepreneurship. And our summer class is going online. And you can go there by going to smu.edu/SAB, which stands for Starting a Business.
I love it. Hey, thank you so much, Doctor. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay,
all right.
cool.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Take care, everybody.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.